Yes, those were the days. You could have a marvellous time up there.
What were?
The hop-ins.
What's that? Some sort of Geordie Island fling?
Newcastle Fair on the town moat was the biggest fair in the world, or so they used to say in the Geordie land.
Oh, yes. Well, of course, they'd think that on Tyneside, wouldn't they?
Nearest thing to paradise for me when I was a lad up that fair.
You know, I wish I'd known you then.
Baggers in the toffee at one hand, Saturday shilling in the other. 2 rides on the shuggy shoes, and then spent the whole day on the dunchy cars, just waiting for the money to run out.
The what is?
The shuggy shoes, you know, the swings.
No, what you said before.
Dunchy cars, dodgems.
Well, what do they call them dunchy cars for?
Because that's what they do, isn't it, Hinny? You go coining about dunching into each other.
Oh, well, ask a daft question, get a daft answer.
You know, the trouble with you people up here on the North-West Coast is if you capitulated.
You are?
London influences, chipping away at your traditions and your dialect.
Huh?
You know, in a few generations from now, you won't be able to tell the difference between Woking and Wigan.
Ah, Katim, anybody think you came from flaming South Kensington? Get on.
You see, Geordies have to be a bit different.
Oh, why?
Because if they speak in their native dialect, nobody understands what they're talking about, so they have to be bilingual.
Go on with you.
See you.
See you.
It's only me.
Hello.
Paul not gone back yet, then?
No, not yet, love. You'll know when he does. It'll sound the all clear.
Ah, good. And he was helping me sort out a few bottles, so I brought him a couple of comics.
Oh, that's very nice of you, love. But you shouldn't have bothered. He's got to hear. You're looking at one.
Oh, well, give him to him for me.
The March of the Coffins, The Revenge of the Undead. Oh, he'll enjoy them, will our Paul?
I do think they're a bit too gruesome.
Oh, no, the more gruesome the better for Paul, you know.
Did you enjoy yourself at Belle Vue yesterday?
Well, let's say our Paul did.
Oh, never mind. Keeps you young, doesn't
Aye,
it?
if it don't kill you first.
Come in.
Oh, hello, love.
Hello, Mrs. Caldwell. And how's Bobby today?
We're suffering from shell shock, I think.
You are?
Well, it's not something he's used to, isn't that?
What isn't?
Being Tommy gunned while he's having his breakfast.
Oh, you don't have to tell me who.
Come on, let's get him! Come on, finish him off!
Hey, Paul, what the hell do you think you're doing in there with that flag?
Playing pirates! You see, we've caught this Spaniard and we've keel-hauled him. Now I'm making him walk the
Well,
plank
not in my
down.
boat, you're not. Come on, out of it. Now, look, you just go and play somewhere where you can do a bit less damage, like in somebody's greenhouse.
Ah,
eh?
but Uncle Len said I could play in the
It's
boat.
got nothing to do with your Uncle Len. It's my boat, is this?
It's better to do the sanding as we're going along before we put anything else in, you know.
Can't we sand it when we finished assembling?
Yeah, but it's a bit of a waste of time. It's better to do it as you go along. You know?
I do.
Oh, hello, Jerry boy. Did he get it all done?
Yes,
then?
fairly straightforward job.
Oh, good, good.
So when do we start panelling?
Well, it's better to do it one step at a time, isn't it? I mean, we got to make damn sure that the fair and in's right. Otherwise, if you don't, you're in dead lumber, you know. There's a lot about that in the instructions. Do you want to have a look?
Aye, right.
All right, come on.
Morning.
Aye.
Stick 'em up.
Morning.
Come on.
Come on, I've told you. Get out of it now, Paul. Clear
Ah,
off.
it's lad-like, though, isn't
Often
it?
it is, but there's a lot of hard work gone into that.
Hey, it's shiny. Couldn't it round a cake before we get some fags?
Now thanks, Uncle Stan. Mum's made me give up smoking.
And a bag of sugar, please, Maggie.
Right.
How are you?
All right, fine.
You could have fooled me.
That's something you say, isn't it? Somebody else say aye, and you say fine. They don't really want to know, and you don't really want to tell them. It's just something you say.
Oh, what's your problem?
You were a personal officer once, weren't you, in a factory?
Yes, but it was short and not very sweet.
Does it count a lot? A good reference, I mean, if you're after a job.
Well, yes, I mean, it's the only thing you got to go on, isn't it? Apart from first impressions, and you very soon learn to distrust those.
Mm.
Why? What do you want to know?
Lucille applied for a job the other day in the office over at the factory.
Oh, yeah? Did she get it?
Yes, on the strength of a reference from me.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Only one thing, I never wrote her one.
Oh, I see. You sure?
Well, I've not exactly seen a copy of the letter, but I got it from what I think they call a usually reliable source.
Oh, I see. Well, Lucille's certainly quite capable of that. She's capable of doing anything if she wants something badly enough. But what I don't see is why. I mean, wouldn't you give her a reference or
Yes,
something?
of course, I said I'd be glad to. Unless,
What?
well, I'm not one for extravagant compliments. Perhaps Lucille realises that.
Yeah, perhaps she does. Well, good luck anyway.
Thanks.
Yeah. Hello, Miss Colwell.
Oh, thank you.
Well, Mrs. Colwell, what can I do for you?
Well, I was wondering if some of your herbs might help.
Why, what's wrong with you?
Oh, not me. Bobby. Bobby? He's gone off his food.
Oh, dear. Perhaps it's something he's eaten.
Oh, no, he wouldn't eat anything that's disagreed with him, wouldn't Bobby? He's very faddy about his food, just like me. Mrs. Ogden thinks it's all in his mind.
Oh?
She thinks it's the same sort of thing as Stan gets. He's got a very fickle stomach as Stan, and if he gets upset, it's the first thing that goes.
And has something upset Bobby, then?
Not something as much as somebody.
Who's that, then?
Oh, I wouldn't like to say. Only I've had a very strong word with his granny, a very strong word.
Blast the thing. Take a trip from me, Paul. When you grow up, get yourself a nice clean job where you don't get busted fingers all the time.
I'm going to be an archaeologist when I grow up.
You get busted fingers doing that, you know.
Oh, I don't mind.
Why an archaeologist?
Archaeologists dig for dinosaur bones.
Oh, I see.
They have a park in America with full-size models of dinosaurs.
Really?
Yeah, Tyrannosaurus Rex. Hey, what did you want to be when you grew up?
When I was your age, I wanted to be the fastest racing driver in the world. I wanted to be Fangio and Sterling Moss and Jackie Stewart all rolled into one.
Why weren't you?
Oh, I don't know. I had a go at it, and I wasn't bad at it, but... Well, it's better than most people do, you know. Most people don't get a chance to do the things they most want to do in the world until it's too late. They get frustrated, and that's where all the trouble starts.
Tyrannosaurus Rex was the deadliest, but Triceratops used to win him sometimes because he had these 3 big horns, you see.
Hello.
Oh, hiya.
Hiya.
I bet you didn't know that, did you? Triceratops used to beat him sometimes.
Me too.
Tyrannosaurus
Rex.
Well, he had these 3 big horns, you see.
I see. It's that last ride on the cyclone. It's loosened the screws in his head. I have just called round to tell you that dinner will be on the table in 20 minutes, with or without.
Well, that one.
You, all right?
Hey, come on, Uncle Alan, let's get moving.
Come on, where?
Over Red's Wreck. He said we'd have a game of soccer before our dinner. Come on, I'll go and get the ball.
Keeps you young, you know.
Double, treble. Oh, you're on 3. Treble 1.
It's the kind of little lad me and my Cyril would have loved.
Have you never thought of adoption?
Oh, I would have thought, but, you know, it's Cyril.
Why, what do you mean?
Well, he doesn't think that he can love a baby that wasn't his own, you see.
I don't think it makes half of a difference myself, Betty.
Neither do I, love, but... Well, it takes 2 to tango, doesn't it? If he wasn't sure, well, I mean, I wasn't going to try and persuade him. But we've regretted it, you know, ever since. It must have been awful for you having to give your little lad up like that.
Oh, well. I was only 16 at the time.
Don't it bother you? I mean, you know, like now.
Sometimes. When I think that we could pass each other in the street and never even know each other. Might already have done for all I know.
Hi, Betty. Could I have a half of bitter, please? Does Lucille come home for lunch these days?
Unless she's slumming it in the works canteen.
No, what we got to decide, you see, is whether we're going to sloop rig it or not.
Well, how exactly do you mean?
Well, you see, if you sort of sloop rigger, you've got a mainsail and a foresail, haven't
Yeah.
you? But if you're going to sloop rigger, if you're not going to sloop rigger, you've only got a mainsail, haven't you?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so if you're not going to sloop rigger, you're in complications from the
Yeah,
start.
well, I agree with you. A few problems.
Yeah, well, in that case, you'll need a drop keel, won't you?
Yeah, well, I know that.
All right, Barnacle Bill, where is it?
Where's what?
The book you've been swatting all this up into, Fox's Landlubbers.
Well, it does have its advantages being on the library committee, you know. At least some of us can read. What are you going to do, then? Are you going to order them sales?
You're joking. Them sales cost a fair few quid.
What do you mean a fair few quid?
Well, it'd be about 20, 25, I should reckon.
Well, I think I'll break into my piggy bank for half of that. What about you? Some honor? Aye, all right.
All right. Double top you want, Geronimo?
Hey, can I have a bit of lemon, please, Bams?
Have this on me.
Oh, thanks very much.
So you're back in harness then?
Yeah, well, you've got to keep doing your bit, you know, stop the country going to the dogs.
One bit of lemon, both
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers. It's a good job, is it?
Well, they haven't made me managing director yet, but there's still time.
You did pretty well getting it.
Yeah, I did. My luck must have changed.
You just sort of went in and it was love at first sight, was it?
Must have been.
And then the reference clinched it.
What do you mean?
Well, from what I hear, you couldn't have had a better one if you'd written it yourself.
Are you trying to tell me something, Ken?
Like what?
Like I got that job with a phony reference?
Well, not that it's any of my business, but, did you?
Not that it's any of your business, but what if I did? As a matter of fact, it was a bit of a giggle.
Only, Maggie Clegg doesn't think so.
Now look what you made me do.
My ball!
I'll get you another ball. Come on.
What the hell's going on here? Hey, are you there?
Either of you two young ladies fancy a romantic weekend on my new yacht, then?
Not that we don't fancy it.
It's more that we don't fancy you.
I see.
You see, me man warned me about fellas like you.
Your mammy?
That's right.
Funny, I've never heard that one. Still, like I was saying to Aristotle, you lose track, don't you?
There were an Aristotle from Lower Ardibutts, Aristotle O'Banion. He lost his eye when he got hit by that runaway tub.
Shipping magnate, was he?
No, I don't think so, no. He were a bookies runner. He were very fond of fishing.
Good gracious me! It's Stanley Mortensen Senior. Have you come to show us your banana shop?
Do any of you know out about that?
Well, now, let's see. Spherical in shape. Very mucky. Now, way back in the 20th century, Stanley, that was a sacred object. Grown men used to cripple one another just to get possession of it. What do you think, Sir Mortimer?
Do you know who put that through my front window?
Well, I don't.
Sorry, Stan, can't help you, Joe.
Sorry, Stan.
You do, you know. I can tell by your eyes.
Oh, Stanley, we'd tell you if we could.
When I find him, I'll flipping swing for him.
Hey, do you know who did it?
Not definitely. But I'd make a bit of a guess, wouldn't you?
Right, now turn them over. Let's see the back. OK, upstairs and get them washed.
Oh, Gran.
You can sew spuds in there, man. Now go on upstairs. Do as I tell you. Get
But
them
my
washed.
mum never makes me wash my hands before me
Well,
dinner.
she should have done. Now go on, move. Do as I tell you. Well, how did it go?
How did what go?
Your football.
Oh, he won 16 goes to 15 or something. He's taken 6 inches of skin off my shin.
Like that, was it?
He's got all the instinct of a professional footballer, that grandson of yours. Never mind the ball. Let's get on with the game.
He must take after our Lindy. Do you know she was always picked before the lads were? She had elbows like knitting needles.
Where is he? Where the flaming hell is he?
I beg your pardon? Don't you come charging in here like a mad bull, you know. If you're used to living in bus shelters, we're not.
Where is he?
I heard you perfectly well. I'm not deaf. Where's who?
The fella put that ball through my flipping window. You're flesh and blood.
How do you know he put it through your window?
It's his ball, isn't it?
Well, it might be.
You know, tell you what it is.
Did you actually see him put it through the window, Stan?
Of course, I would have scalped him then and there.
Well, in that case, you're a very lucky man, because if you'd have laid a finger on my grandson, I'd have had your guts for garters.
Well, he broke my window.
Stan, he didn't break your window.
Well, I say he did.
Well, I'm telling you, he didn't.
Well, how do you know?
Because I broke your window.
You
I kicked
did?
the ball. Yes. It was an accident, Stan. I'm sorry. I didn't even know there was somebody in the house. Now, after dinner, I'll go down and see Len Fairclough. He'll put a new pane of glass in that hole for you. How's that?
And that's all.
Well, Stan, I've broken your window and I'm prepared to replace it. What do you want, pistols at dawn?
Internal damage.
What damage?
That's not our carpet any good, has it? Muddy ball, has it?
Now, look, if that ball has bounced on your carpet and raised a little bit of dust, it might have done it some good. Now, would you mind going? We're about to have us dinners.
Grown men acting like flipping kids.
Look, make sure you hear facts before you come barging round here accusing innocent children.
Oh, Stan. Can we have our ball back, please?
Well, Georgie best.
Right, well, thank you.
You're very quiet today.
I was just thinking about things, you know. So.
Things?
Oh, well, it's what they say about folk being queer. It's true. I mean, they're hard to make out.
In general or in particular?
Oh, everybody. Well, look, you get an idea, and it's a good one, so you think. And you tell folks about it, and well, they laugh at you, think you're daft.
Right, go on.
Well, you say, beggar 'em, I'll do it myself. Soon as your back's turned, they get interested. Before you know where you are, they've taken you over. It's not your idea at all anymore. It's theirs.
Hello. What you doing here? Shouldn't you be across the road? Living up to all them glowing things I said about you and that reference I never wrote?
I didn't think you'd mind, honest.
You mean you didn't think I'd find out?
Well, you did say you'd give me a reference.
Yes, one I wrote myself.
Well, I meant to show you, but it's just that it got on the last minute, that's
Lucille,
all.
I know you just think I'm an old stick in the mud as runs a corner shop, but I'm not an idiot, you know.
I never said you was.
Then kindly stop treating me like one. There was one reason you wrote that reference yourself, and one only, because you thought that the one I'd write for you wouldn't be good enough.
I didn't put anything you wouldn't have put on. It's just that I was reliable and good at figures, that's all.
You'd no right to use my name on a letter I never wrote. I resent it very much.
Was it the warehouse that rang you then?
Oh, so that's why you came in. There was me thinking up you'd come in to apologise. Naive of me, wasn't it?
Was it the warehouse?
No, it wasn't. I heard from a friend.
Who?
None of your business.
I'm sorry.
Oh, Lucille, please.
What are you going to do?
I'm not sure. I know what I ought to do.
Look, Maggie, this job is dead important to me, honest.
Obviously.
Things had worked out the way I wanted them to. I wouldn't be looking for a job, would I? I'd be an housewife.
How dare you bring our Gordon's name into this?
Why not? It's the truth, isn't it?
Linda, yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, we got plenty of coal. Oh, fine. He's really made himself at home.
You can say that again.
No, not just at present. He's out playing somewhere.
Tell her he's just popped across the street to set fire to the factory.
What? No, not just at present. No, he's been no trouble at all.
And whatever made her think he would be.
Shut up, will you, when I'm talking to somebody. No, not you, love, me daft husband. Oh, Alan and him, they're practically blood brothers. They've been playing football all afternoon.
Tell her the whole truth. Tell her I might never walk again.
Alan says to tell you a couple of days with Paul has taken years off him.
Pounds, I said, not years.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, all right then, love. Oh, now look, how many more times? Look, you know what train he's coming on. Alan's going to put him in the carriage at this end, that's right.
If he ever gets to the station.
Righto then, love. Yes. Love to Ivan. Ta-ra. Did you say something?
I think he's fractured the bone, you know.
That's a bit of a hectic, hasn't it?
That's a masterpiece of understatement.
Alan, you have enjoyed having him, though, haven't you?
Well, let's put it this way. I'd sooner have him for a week as a month.
Yeah. Come in. Hello, Paul. Mrs. Colwell.
I don't think it was meaning any harm by it.
By what?
Well, I think it was just his way of trying to help.
Help what, Mrs. Colwell?
Bobby. Only it's not his liver that's upset, so it didn't help in any way.
What way?
Giving him a saucer of liver salts.
There you are, Stanley.
What's this?
That, Stanley, is glass, a substance which has a lot in common with that back of yours, especially when there's some heavy work going.
It's used for mending windows, those broken ones in particular.
My window, you mean?
Yeah, you'll be able to do that, shouldn't you, Stanley? It'll be a labour of love, won't it?
I've never put a window in my life.
Well, now's your chance to learn, innit?
Remember that masterpiece of a serving hatch what you built in your house?
Aye, that one that was as big enough for a works canteen. You know, they still have coach trips coming in from Oldham, don't they?
It's not fair, is this, you know?
How come?
Well, it's my house, isn't it?
Aye, and it's my flaming time you're doing it in. And Alan Howard's money that's paying for
Well,
it.
why don't you come up and just get me started, like, eh?
Oh, I'm sorry, no, Stanley. We've got to see a man about a boat.
Oh, and Stanley, keep your eyes out for the lady of the house. They say she's a right little cracker, if you like that sort of thing.
Oh, she's like that, is she?
Oh, Miss Curlingpin's 1941.
Oh, get lost.
Hello, Stanley. Oh, yes, the Heron, you say?
Yes, that's right.
Gunter rigged, of course.
Well,
Anyway, it's just the thing for beginners, actually.
do you think so?
Oh, yeah. Small, easy to handle, and, of course, very handy for carting about.
So you're pretty well genned up on this boat business, then?
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Well, surely your exploits on Southport, Pleasure Beach, Sailing Lake are boating legend.
Blackpool, actually.
But you have done a bit, like.
Well, it's a friend of mine, when I was at Tech, he had a boat, an Enterprise. He was a member of the Weatherfield Yachting Club. I used to join him on the odd Sunday.
An enterprise, eh?
Yes, Bermudan rigged, of course.
Of course.
I've been meaning to ask you about a sailing club.
Oh, yeah, well, they've got a clubhouse on the top of the Moor Reservoir. That's where I used to go.
Yeah, well, can anybody join? But by applying, like?
Provided you've got blue blood in your veins.
Well, why not? I mean, once you've got your boat, it's the best thing you could do.
Yeah. Well, in fact, it'd look a bit daft if I didn't now, I suppose.
Come on, Elsie, we're hitting the traffic. We're going to miss that train.
All right, we're coming. Are you sure you got everything? And you know which present to give to who?
Yeah.
Right, then have a safe journey. Hey, do I get a kiss or are you too old for that sort of slop? There. Is that for me?
Yeah.
Into the back.
Bless him.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You'll be quiet without him now, love.
Yeah, I reckon we will, won't we? Betty, will you do me a favour?
I will if I can, love.
Look after the shop for me for a bit.
How long's the bit?
Well, I don't know. Not long, I shouldn't think. I've had a phone call from the warehouse. They want me to pop over.
What about, love?
I don't know.
Oh, well, don't be too long, will you? Because I want to be back for opening
No,
time.
all right. Thanks, Betty.
All right.
Hey, it's about me, isn't it? I've just said I don't know what it's about, Lucille. All I know is they want to see me. That's all.
Don't worry, Lucille. It may never happen, Chuck. Hey, in, love.
Hello.
You flaming follow me, haven't you?
Checking.
One more.
You come to the right house.
It's my flipping house, isn't it?
Ah, that may be so, Stanley, but the number of times you've done the wrong jobs at the wrong houses and win a medal for Great Britain. You know, I can just see you standing there while they play the national anthem.
Oh, highly comical.
See, there was that new guttering at 15 Ilkirk Street, what should have been 17 Ilkirk Street. Then there was that new seat for that outside lavvy at 54 Irwell, which should have been 56 Irwell. Mind you, I will say that although they refused to pay for the jobs on account they'd never asked for them to be done, they was pleasantly surprised and said thank you.
Well, anybody can make a mistake with figures, can't they?
You know, what is surprising to me, Stanley, is how you never make a mistake with that little figure at 19 Inkerman. A number of odd jobs you've done round their house, you could qualify for a model homes competition.
Keep your voice down, will you? Keep your voice down. Fellas like you in the wartime on the other side with long coats and trilbies on.
That's not fair, Stanley. You said this was your first window. I've just come round to give you the benefit of my knowledge.
Yeah, well, why don't you do it and I'll watch you?
Ah, no, if it's all the same to you, Stanley, I think I'll be gaffer. Now then, let's see. To do a window, you do not need a concrete mixer, a pound of hot bricks.
All right, I can do it myself.
All right, Stanley.
I'm not that daft, I'll tell
I
you.
wouldn't go so far as to say that, Stanley.
Hey, it's too big. I gave you the right flipping measurements.
Well, I didn't cut it for you, Len cut it.
All right, I'll do it myself. I can cut glass, I'll tell you. Yeah, lovely. I'll show you.
Enjoy yourself, Stanley.
Right. Where's me cutter? I'll show you.
It's just what I thought, really, Stanley. The only glass you're any good with is a pint pot.